My name is Charlotte Avery, and I'm 32 years old.
Last Monday, while finishing a brutal software deadline from our apartment kitchen, I got the text. Every long-term partner dreads, we need to talk. It was from my 29-year-old boyfriend, Lucas Whitmore. We'd been together 4 years, lived together for 2. And tucked inside my desk drawer, hidden beneath tax documents and spare cables, was a small velvet box I'd been saving toward for 6 months. I'd ordered Indian takeout to celebrate finishing my project. Butter chicken, garlic naan, a bottle of wine. I thought maybe I'd tell him about the ring soon. Maybe not that night, but soon. Instead, he sat across from me at the counter, fingers fidgeting with the cuff of his sweater. "Charlotte, I love you," he began carefully, "but I feel stuck." The word stuck landed heavier than I expected. Stuck how I asked. "I need to figure out who I am before we go further." My chest tightened. "What does that mean?" He exhaled. "I think we should try an open relationship." The fork paused halfway to my mouth. "Open," I repeated. "Date other people, but stay committed to each other. It'll make us stronger. My counselor thinks it's healthy." Ah, the counselor he had started seeing a few months ago for self-discovery. So I said evenly, "You want to explore other people while keeping me as your fallback. Don't be dramatic. It's about growth." We'd still be each other's main partner. Main partner? Like I was a subscription plan. And if I say no, he hesitated just long enough. "Then maybe we're not right for each other. I need to know I'm choosing you, not defaulting to you." Defaulting. 4 years. And I was a default. I took a sip of wine and studied him. Really studied him. The man I'd pictured proposing to one day. The man who didn't know I'd been quietly planning a future while he was questioning whether I was merely convenient. "You know what I said finally." "You're right." His eyes lit up. "Really?" "Absolutely. Let's do it." Relief flooded his face. "I knew you'd understand. We're so evolved." Evolved. That night, he created profiles on 3 dating apps beside me on the sofa, asked me to help choose his photos. I even suggested one from a friend's rooftop party where he looked relaxed and confident. "You're being so chill about this," he said. "Why wouldn't I be?" I smiled. "It was your idea." He went to bed content. I stayed up, and I built my own profile. Bio simple, direct. Newly open relationship after 4 years. Partner wanted to explore, so here I am, looking for something real. Hiking craft cocktails, tech nerd humor. 5'8", because apparently that matters. Honest, calm, unbothered. But inside, something had shifted. If he wanted to test our value, I would too. And I wasn't planning to lose. Wednesday afternoon, while working from home, Lucas texted me, "Grabbing coffee with someone after work. Don't wait up." "Cool," I replied, and I meant it. What Lucas didn't know was that my phone had been buzzing nonstop since Monday night. Apparently, being a 32-year-old woman with a solid career in software, her own place, clear photos, and a bio that didn't scream chaos was appealing. I had 20 matches in the first 48 hours. By Wednesday morning, it was closer to 40. I wasn't frantic about it. I didn't swipe mindlessly. I read profiles. I responded thoughtfully. I treated it like exactly what it was, an experiment I hadn't asked for but was suddenly very good at. One of the first men I actually talked to was Daniel, 34, a product manager who had been pushed into an open relationship by his ex-fiancée a year earlier. He was funny in a dry, observant way. Not flirty, curious, easy. Lucas came home around 11 that night glowing. "Good date," I asked from the couch. A movie paused on the screen. "Amazing," he said, kicking off his shoes. "Her name's Evelyn. She's a musician. So soulful." "That's nice," I said, eyes still on the TV. He sat beside me. "What about you? What'd you do tonight?" "Dinner with someone." His smile flickered. "Already?" "Yes." "Who?" "Daniel. He works in tech." "Oh," a pause. "Where'd you meet?" "App. Matched Monday night." "Monday." His brows pulled together. That was fast. "We agreed to this Monday," I reminded him. "Is that a problem?" No, just surprised." "We went to that tapas place downtown," I added casually. "The one you said you wanted to try." He didn't respond, just nodded and went to bed without saying goodnight. Thursday morning, he barely looked up from his phone at breakfast, thumb moving rapidly. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Yeah, just checking matches." "How many?" "Like 30. "Nice," I said. I stopped counting after 50. His phone slipped from his hand and hit the table. 50? "Yeah, but I'm only actually talking to 6 or 7. Quality over quantity. 6 or 7. He grabbed his coffee and laptop and retreated to the bedroom to work instead of the living room like we usually did. That evening, he went on another date, came back early, said she was dull. I was on the couch laughing quietly at my phone. "Who's that?" he asked. "Daniel," I said. He sent me a screenshot of a bug he fixed at 2 a.m. It was tragic. Lucas leaned over, peering at my screen a little too long. He's attractive. Yes, I said simply. You seeing him again? Saturday morning. Farmer's market. His jaw tightened. That's our thing. It was, I corrected gently. Now it's an open relationship thing. He didn't like that. Saturday came faster than expected. Daniel was exactly as he'd been over text, sharp, funny, attentive, without trying too hard. We wandered between stalls, bought overpriced jam, mocked a man selling healing crystals for emotional trauma, and laughed until my cheeks hurt. I posted one photo, just one, us holding coffee mid-laugh. Fun morning at the market. My phone exploded. 6 missed calls from Lucas, texts stacked on top of each other. Who is that? Why would you post this? People are asking questions. Call me. I didn't. I was on a date. When I got home, Lucas was waiting on the couch, laptop open. I looked him up, he said, instead of greeting me. Okay, he's accomplished. Master's degree. Runs marathons. Good for him. He closed the laptop sharply. This feels competitive, only if you make it that way. He stared at me like he was just starting to realize something. This wasn't going the way he'd imagined. And for the first time since Monday, I saw it clearly in his eyes. Fear. The unraveling didn't happen all at once. It came in small, ugly moments Lucas tried to disguise as concern. Sunday morning, he hovered behind me while I made coffee, glancing at my phone every time it lit up. You're popular, he said, trying to sound amused. Is that a problem, I asked? No, he said too quickly. Just unexpected. That word again. By afternoon, he was quiet, withdrawn, sitting on the couch, scrolling while I answered messages, smiling to myself. When I laughed at something Daniel sent, Lucas muted the TV. Are you really enjoying this? He asked. I'm enjoying being honest, I said. Isn't that what you wanted? He didn't answer. Monday night, he had drinks with another woman. Came home irritated. She spent the whole time talking about her ex, he complained. Didn't even ask me questions. That sucks, I said, and I meant it. He watched me carefully, like he was waiting for something, jealousy maybe. Regret. Some sign that I was spiraling the way he'd expected. Instead, Tuesday night, I canceled a date because Lucas suddenly had a migraine and asked if I could stay in. You don't have to, he said, but his eyes begged. I stayed. Not because I felt obligated, but because I wanted to see how far this would go. Wednesday morning, he was distant again. Thursday night, he tried on 7 different outfits for his date. Do I look okay? He asked. You look great. As great as Daniel. I turned to him. Lucas, stop. How can I? He snapped. He's everywhere. Your phone, your Instagram. He wasn't. I'd posted twice in 2 weeks. Meanwhile, his stories were a daily highlight reel of forced smiles and cocktails captioned, living my best life. His date that night ended early. He said he just wants something casual, Lucas said, pacing the living room, with someone in an open relationship. And he treated me like I was disposable. His voice cracked, like I wasn't worth effort. I looked at him. Isn't that part of exploring? Not like that, he said sharply. I want something real. Then maybe don't advertise you have a girlfriend at home, I said quietly. Friday, he canceled another date to focus on himself. Saturday morning, I went to the animal shelter with Nathan, a man I'd been talking to for weeks. He worked with rescue dogs. Calm, grounded, kind in a way that didn't demand attention. I'd always wanted a dog. Lucas had always said not until we're married. Nathan helped me meet a pit mix named Max, 70 pounds. Thought he was a lapdog. I posted a short video of Max climbing onto me, tail wagging violently. Lucas commented within minutes, adorable. Can't wait to meet him. Like we were still a unit, like this was our future. Nathan noticed. Your boyfriend seems involved. It's complicated, I admitted. Open relationships usually are, he said gently. My ex wanted one too. Didn't end well. What happened? She thought she'd have all the options, he said. Turns out men looking for no strings with a taken woman aren't exactly high effort. Meanwhile, women tend to respect a guy who's upfront about his situation. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. That night, Lucas was waiting when I came home. Max sprawled across my lap like he belonged there. We need to talk, Lucas said. I looked up. Calm, ready. I want to close the relationship, he said. This isn't working. For who, I asked. He hesitated. This isn't what I wanted, he said finally. I stroked Max's head. What did you want, Lucas? Silence. The truth hovered between us, heavy and undeniable. And for the first time, I knew exactly where this was going. Lucas sat across from me, elbows on his knees, hands clasped so tightly his knuckles were white. I messed up, he said quietly. I didn't think this through. I waited. I thought Evelyn was into me at work, he admitted. I wanted to see what that felt like without cheating. There it was. So you wanted a trial run, I said, with me on standby. It wasn't like that. How was it then? He swallowed. I thought you'd struggle.
You don't like small talk. You hate dating apps. I figured you'd go on one bad date, get uncomfortable, and realize what we had was good. I nodded slowly, and when that didn't happen, his eyes dropped. I panicked. I pulled out my phone and deleted all 3 dating apps in front of him, one by one, no drama. Relief flooded his face. Thank you, he said. Me too. We can fix this. I'm done with the apps, I clarified. But I'm still dating Daniel. His face drained of color. What? We talked yesterday, I said calmly. Neither of us wants the open thing. We like each other, so we're trying exclusive. But we live together, he said, voice breaking. We have 4 years. You ended that when you said you needed to know you weren't settling. I didn't mean it like that. How else is there? He reached for my hands. I pulled them back. Charlotte, please, he said. I love you. I screwed up. Close it with me. There's nothing to close, I said gently. There hasn't been a relationship since you asked to open it. Then why did you agree, he demanded. To see if you'd go through with it, I said, and to give myself permission to move on. This was a test. No, I corrected. This was goodbye. I just needed you to see it. He broke then, crying, apologizing, promising therapy, marriage, anything. I didn't interrupt. By Monday, the fallout started. Lucas called out sick, spent the day, oscillating between sobbing and rage texting me while I was at work. 4 years wasted for some guy you met 2 weeks ago. You're throwing away our life. I'm keeping the apartment. That last one made me laugh out loud. My name was on the lease. I paid 70% of the rent. Monday night, his sister Megan called. Charlotte, what's going on? She asked. Lucas is a wreck. He wanted to date his coworker without consequences. That's not how he said it. Of course not. He said you're cold, that you didn't fight for him. Why would I fight for someone who said they weren't sure they wanted me? She sighed. All women say that sometimes. No, I said. Secure people don't need to date others to know what they want. You'll regret this. I didn't. Tuesday, his mother showed up at my workplace, shouting about how I'd ruined her son's life. Security escorted her out. My boss pulled me aside afterward, listened, then smiled ruefully. My ex-husband tried the same thing she said. Wanted to find himself. Found himself alone. That night, I came home to find my belongings stacked neatly in a corner. Since you're leaving, Lucas said. I'm not, I replied. You are. I typed a formal notice and emailed it to him while he watched. You're heartless, he spat. I'm organized, I said. You wanted to explore. Now you can explore new apartments. His anger cracked into something uglier. And I realized then this wasn't over. It was escalating. Wednesday morning, Lucas lost control. It started with shouting. Loud, frantic, unfiltered, words tumbling over each other as if volume alone could rewrite reality. You destroyed everything, he yelled, pacing the living room. You replaced me in weeks. I didn't replace you, I said, keeping my voice steady. You stepped aside. You chose him, he snapped. You chose Daniel. No, I said. I chose myself. Daniel is a consequence of that choice, not the reason. He laughed sharply, then went quiet. Evelyn has a girlfriend, he muttered. I blinked. What? She's taken, he said. She always was. I found out yesterday. I stared at him for a long second. Then I laughed, not out of cruelty, but disbelief. So I said slowly, you blew up our relationship for someone who was never available. Stop laughing, he shouted. You thought she was worth risking 4 years for, I continued. And she wasn't even an option. His face twisted. Rage. Shame. Something brittle underneath. You think you're better than me now, he said. I think I'm done negotiating my worth, I replied. That's when he threw the controller. It hit the wall and shattered. Plastic everywhere. Max bolted into the bathroom nails, scrambling on tile. That's $100, I said calmly. You owe me. Sue me, he snapped. I'll deduct it from the security deposit, I said. The one you don't have. Thursday, he tried a different approach. He cooked my favorite meal. Wore the sweater I bought him for his birthday. Played the playlist from our first date. Remember this song, he asked softly. I do, I said. We danced to it in your old apartment. We were happy, he whispered. I corrected. You were already wondering what else was out there. He cried then, quietly, genuinely. I got scared, he admitted. Marriage felt permanent. So is breaking trust, I said. You never fought for us. I fought for 6 months, I replied. While you emotionally checked out. Friday morning, he was gone. I thought it meant acceptance. I was wrong. Friday afternoon, Daniel called. Your ex showed up at my office, he said, stunned. My stomach dropped. What did he do? Told reception he was your cousin with a family emergency. Cornered me in the lobby. Tried to man me. What did you say? That he asked for an open relationship, Daniel said evenly, and I don't take what's handed out freely. Security removed him. That night, Lucas left 23 voicemails, apologies, accusations, bargaining, Saturday, I ran into Evelyn's girlfriend accidentally at a dog-friendly cafe. She laughed when I explained everything. He flirts with taken women all the time, she said. You weren't the first. By Sunday, Lucas's family arrived to help him move. His father barely looked at me. I thought you were better than this. Better than being honest, I asked. His brother pulled me aside. For what it's worth, I told him this was stupid. He always thinks there's something better out there. They took most of his things. He left the bed. Too many memories, he said. At the door, he turned back. I loved you. I loved you too, I said, past tense. That doesn't mean it's over. It does, I replied, because I deserve someone who doesn't need to date others to know they want me. He left in tears. And for the first time in weeks, the apartment was quiet. It's been 3 weeks since Lucas moved out. He still texts. Updates I never ask for. Complaints about how hard dating is. How expensive his new studio is. How lonely it feels to come home to silence. I don't reply. One message came through late one night. Evelyn got engaged. I stared at the screen for a long moment before setting the phone face down. Another followed a few days later. Could have been us. I typed back once. No, it couldn't. You made sure of that. Then I blocked him. Daniel and I are taking things slowly. Intentionally. No rushing, no proving. He met my family last weekend. My mother pulled me aside afterward and said, this one listens. Max adores him. Which matters more? Mutual friends tell me Lucas is telling a different story now that I manipulated him into an open relationship, then abandoned him for someone younger. Daniel is 3 months older than me, but reality has never stopped a wounded ego from rewriting history. Most people who know us don't buy it. One last truth surfaced recently like a final punctuation mark. A friend saw Lucas leaving a different counselor's office, not the one he'd claimed suggested the open relationship. He'd lied. Invented professional validation to justify what was really just desire and insecurity. He thought he could keep me as a safety net, date around, let me carry most of the rent, come back when it failed. Reality didn't cooperate. He lost the relationship, lost the apartment, lost the narrative. His crush chose someone else. Dating wasn't what he imagined, and everyone saw through it. I heard he's considering moving back to his hometown. Maybe he'll grow. Probably not. As for me, I'm great, better than great. I learned my value. I chose myself. I found someone who sees me as a choice, not a default. And I share my couch with a 70-pound lapdog who snores like a freight train. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's letting people live with the consequences of the choices they made.